Karen towed my truck illegally, so I got it back and sued the tow company into dust. The sun was dipping low over the cracked asphalt of the tow yard, painting the sky in streaks of orange and purple. Jake Harlan stood by his battered pickup, his calloused hands trembling with a mix of rage and triumph. 3 days ago, his truck, his lifeline, his way to haul supplies for his small carpentry business, had vanished from the street outside his apartment. No warning, no ticket, just gone. The culprit? Karen Voss, the self-appointed queen of the neighborhood HOA, who'd called in her buddy's tow company to clean up the block. Jake's truck, parked legally, was collateral damage in her crusade against anything that didn't fit her pristine vision of the suburb. Karen stood across from him now, her manicured nails digging into her clipboard, her eyes blazing with indignation. "You think you can just waltz in here and steal your truck back?" She spat, her voice sharp enough to cut glass. "This is private property. You're breaking the law." Jake's jaw tightened. "You broke the law first, Karen. Towing my truck without cause? That's theft." He'd spent 2 sleepless nights tracking it down, only to find it locked behind the gates of Voss Towing, a shady outfit run by Karen's old high school pal, Mitch. The tow yard was a fortress of rusting cars and greasy tow trucks, a monument to greed. Jake had slipped in at dawn, hot-wired his own truck, and driven it out before anyone noticed. Now he was back not just for his truck, but for blood. Mitch, the tow company manager, shuffled nervously between them, his cheap suit stained with sweat. "Look, Jake, let's calm down. We can work this out. Pay the fine and—" "Fine?" Jake laughed bitterly. "You towed my truck illegally, held it hostage, and now you want me to pay you? I'm taking you to court, Mitch. You and your whole crooked operation." Karen stepped closer, her heels clicking on the pavement. "You're nothing but a lowlife, Jake. You think you can take on my family's legacy? Voss Towing's been here for decades. You're nobody." That's when the crowd started to gather. Neighbors, curious and whispering, had followed the commotion. Among them was Ellie, a quiet single mom who lived across from Jake. She'd always kept to herself, but now her voice cut through the tension like a knife. "Karen, you towed my car last month, too. Claimed it was parked wrong. I paid $300 to get it back, and I'm still paying off the debt." Her words hung heavy, and the crowd murmured. Ellie's confession was the twist no one saw coming, a crack in Karen's armor. Proof her tyranny wasn't just Jake's fight. Jake seized the moment. "This isn't about one truck. It's about all of us. Karen and Voss Towing have been shaking down this neighborhood for years. Who else here's been hit?" Hands went up, voices rising. A retired mechanic, a delivery driver, a teacher. Karen's face paled as the crowd turned. Mitch, desperate, tried to deflect. "We follow HOA rules. Karen's just enforcing community standards." "Standards?" Jake snapped, pulling out a crumpled stack of papers, his secret weapon. "I've got proof. Emails between you and Karen, Mitch. You two planned to tow anything that didn't look right to jack up fees. It's extortion, and I've got a lawyer who's itching to tear you apart." The crowd gasped. Karen's clipboard slipped from her hands, clattering to the ground. For the first time, she looked small, exposed. You can't prove anything," she stammered. "Oh, I can," Jake said, his voice steady. "And I will. In court. Voss Towing's done." The lawsuit was brutal. Jake's lawyer, a scrappy pro bono advocate named Rosa, uncovered years of fraudulent tows, forged documents, and kickbacks to Karen's HOA cronies. The case made local news, rallying the community. Ellie testified, her voice shaking but resolute, about how the tow fees had pushed her to the brink of eviction. The judge didn't hesitate. Voss Towing was ordered to pay millions in damages and shut down for good. Karen's HOA reign crumbled, her reputation in tatters. But victory tasted bitter. Jake sat in his truck that night, the same one he'd fought so hard to reclaim, staring at the stars through a cracked windshield. He'd won, but at what cost? His savings were drained from legal fees. His business had taken a hit from missed work. And Ellie, brave as she was, still faced whispers from neighbors who blamed her for stirring trouble. The community was free, But the scars of division lingered. Jake thought of Karen, now facing her own lawsuits, her empire of control reduced to dust. He didn't hate her, not really. She was a product of her own warped sense of power, blind to the lives she'd crushed. But justice wasn't sweet. It was heavy, messy, a reminder that fighting for what's right often leaves everyone bruised. In the end, Jake drove home, the weight of the fight settling into his bones. He'd gotten his truck back, taken down a corrupt system, and given his neighbors a voice. But the cost of that truth, the toll of standing up, lingered like dust in the air. What do you think? Did Jake's fight for justice justify the cost? Or did it tear too much apart?